Hello and welcome to another installment in iCharm's video series on foreign direct investment in Vietnam. In this video, we'll be taking a magnifying glass to Vietnam's FDI sector to discern the prospect behind its continued growth and a potentially bright future. According to the International Monetary Fund, Vietnam has backed Asia's weakening growth trend. It is forecasted to grow at 7% in 2022, the only significant upward revision among major Asian economies. In addition, business sentiment among European companies operating in Vietnam is generally positive. The European Chambers of Commerce in Vietnam reported the Business Climate Index (BCI) with a figure of 68.6% for the second quarter of 2022. These facts and figures determine that, even in the face of multiple ongoing pandemics, disruption in supply chains, and international political turmoil, Vietnam remains an attractive destination for foreign investment. Firstly, we should direct our attention a bit toward Vietnam's northern neighbor, China. During the height of the COVID pandemic, the Vietnamese government was one of the forerunners able to act quickly and effectively against the virus. In terms of gradually relaxing its restriction, the country has been capitalizing on its success early to restart and foster economic growth. On the other hand, China has taken the opposite approach. Our neighbor country restricted the economic activities through its strict zero-COVID policies, which includes limiting international travel, various short-notice lockdowns, etc. In addition, due to the two countries' trade war tariffs, United States companies either have been wanting to move or have already moved production away from China. On top of it all, Chinese wages have risen, making it less profitable for manufacturers to stay in the country. To diversify the chain supply and limit over-reliance on the Chinese market, many large international corporations and enterprises are looking for other alternative investment opportunities. In that search, Vietnam has become one of the brightest candidates to welcome this shifting capital flow, which is the biggest driver behind the country's steady and strong growth. In the race to the top of the world in attracting FDI recently and overall economic growth, the second prospect behind Vietnam's success could be attributed to its myriad of successful trade deals, those of which foreign investors may want to take advantage. From Mr. John Beeman's perspective, the General Director of Citibank in Vietnam, the country's economic and political stability is one of its biggest assets compared to its neighbors in the region. He is convinced that Vietnam's bilateral trade agreement, BTA for short, with the United States will strengthen its trade ties with United States firms and its partners. This agreement would undoubtedly have a positive effect on its international political standing and economy. Moreover, around the beginning of 2022, Vietnam signed a new handful generation of free trade agreement, FTA for short, which include the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership (CPTPP), EU-Vietnam FTA (EVFTA), UK-Vietnam FTA (UKVFTA), and most recently the Regional Comprehensive RCEP. In general, these trade agreements are expected to aid in the expansion of the country's overseas economic activities. Some of them have already proven to be beneficial to the country. For example, thanks to the EVFTA, bilateral trade between the EU and Vietnam rose to $49 billion in 2021, up from $20.8 billion in 2012, while the UKVFTA helped boost trade between Vietnam and the UK, reaching close to $6.6 billion. Thirdly, Vietnam grants corporate income tax (CIT for short) incentives to both foreign and local investment enterprises. These investors are interested in not only looking to invest in particular sectors or areas such as high-tech, software, healthcare, research and development, etc., but also investing in disadvantaged locations such as areas with difficult socio-economic conditions. Two main types of offered CIT are preferential tax rates. Companies would pay at one of the three preferential rates at 10%, 15%, or 17% instead of the fully 20%. And tax holidays, the project would be allowed periods wherein taxes are exempted. In addition, the country also offers custom duty incentives and land rental exemption policies. In recent years, the quality of human resources in Vietnam has been improving progressively. Because the government focused on investing in public education, the employees are fostered in terms of culture, skills training, and professional qualifications. Such considerate encouragement has contributed to increasing labor productivity in Vietnam. The infrastructure of industrial parks, export processing zones, and economic zones in the country continue to be completed and upgraded. 2022 and the following years will be good years for Vietnam, with many large-scale and high-quality projects from world-leading firms. Meanwhile, 67% of European businesses said that they are optimistic about the business climate in Vietnam. At the same time, a survey by Japan External Trade Organization showed that 55.3% of Japanese said that they intend to expand their business in Vietnam, and only 1.3% plan to withdraw from Vietnam. According to the survey, which were conducted from August to September 2021, 56.2% of the firms expect to hire profits in 2022, and only 9.6% predicted lower profits. In summary, Vietnam's success is not only contingent upon its advantageous location, but also its attractive investment policy incentive. The reason mentioned above imply that there is a lot of potential room for the Vietnamese government to grow in terms of improving its legal landscape to draw in investors. If you are looking for investment opportunities, why not here? iCham will come along with you to deliver up-to-date statistics and key facts to aid you in your journey. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like or a comment, or if you like to stay in more direct communication with us, send us a message to the email in the description. Finally, don't forget to subscribe. Ciao and hẹn gặp lại.